Well, how about it, y'all? This is Daniel Nicholson with Nicholson Farms. I got my brother Matthew with me today. He's gonna help me vaccinate some does. We're gonna be catching them all up, give them a CD&T vaccine. I will explain here in a little while what the CD&T vaccine is and why we give it to them. But first, I noticed whenever I pulled in, our steers had their first jailbreak. So they're out of their little pen. So we're gonna take care of that, get them moved first and get the goats called up and all that stuff. We're gonna take the truck up there. I've got a couple barrels of feed for the pigs. I'll let my gate opener get the gates and we'll get up there and get busy.
Like that, Daniel's become self-sustained and learned to get the gate himself.
So Matthew's dropping the wire so I can drive over the top of it. I don't know how these steers got out. The wire looks tight. I don't know. They're up there by the barn. Not sure what the deal is. I guess we'll figure it out here in a second. Well, that'll explain it. I thought I had this thing hooked up, but I guess I didn't. We're gonna go ahead and drop this wire real quick, get the steers moved, and then we'll just try to catch up the goats. Well, sorry about the wind we got out here today, but me and Matthew got the wire put up. They're coming in their pen now. Y'all behave today, stay in your pen. Guess I better go make sure that wire's hot. I'm gonna test this one as soon as Matthew gets it put back up, make sure we got power. Well, we don't seem to have power. At least I can't see it on this thing. These things are horrible to look at in the sun. You gotta find shade. Try to put your hand around it, you still can't see nothing. Go over here and make sure everything's hooked up right. Test it out and we might be playing Where's the electric fence grounding out today. Well, we have some power. I can't really tell how much. We'll get up here to the pig pen where it's pretty shady and read it again. If there is a problem, I bet it's up there at the pig pen, but we're gonna let them eat their dinner. We're gonna go get started with these goats first, though. Okay, so we were able to find out what was going on with the power. We're only getting about 3,000 volts on it. One of these wires was touching our brace post for our pig pens. Got that all situated. It's running pretty hot now. One of these pigs just got lit up, so we know it's working. We're gonna try to catch these goats up now. We're gonna catch them up in this catch pen. We're gonna take a little bit of this pig feed. I'm gonna go feed the pigs. Most of them will probably follow me. We're gonna go up there. We'll try to push as many in the barn as we can, shut that gate, and then pour some feed in these troughs out here and try to catch the rest. At least that's the plan right now. We'll see how it goes. Oh. All right, so like I mentioned earlier, what we're gonna be doing today is vaccinating with CD&T. That's for Clostridium perfringens. I think I said that right, probably not. And also tetanus is what we're vaccinating for. It's one shot. It's called CD&T, Clostridium perfringens type C and D tetanus toxoid. We use a Barvac brand. There's several different brands. This is just what our local feed store has. But what we're gonna be doing is giving these goats 2 cc's of this each. What this is going to protect for is overeating disease in our kid crop, and also tetanus for the mamas and the babies. We're going to be castrating all our male kids again this year. So if you're going to be castrating, whether you're cutting or banding, you do need to give them a tetanus shot, and that's going to cover them here. We're doing it now because these girls are about 3.5 weeks away from kidding. I'm a little late behind the ball, but 6 to 4 weeks before kidding. So as they start developing colostrum in their bags, and you know the first milk that the baby's going to drink, it's going to have some of this built into it, and it's going to cover them until weaning time. At weaning time, whenever we do all our castrating and things like that, we'll then give all the kids another round of this. We do this twice a year. We do it for the does once a year, and then for the kids during weaning time, that's when we'll do it for them. So that's what it is. That's why we're doing it. Some of these younger does got it when they were 3 months old. So this is going to be their second round of it, not quite a year later, so it's going to cover them real well. So yeah, that's why we do it, mainly because we're castrating, and I want to give that tetanus. And overeating disease, from my understanding, I haven't researched it in a while, is basically if you got a big kid that's growing really fast, he's eating a lot of milk, if the bacteria is not right in his gut, he can get what they call overeating disease. And basically your biggest, fastest growing kid, you walk out there one day and he's dead. Don't want to experience that, so we're going to go ahead and give this to him today. So what we're going to do is I'm going to load this up in our gun here. First I need to put a needle on. I like to use a 20 gauge 1/2 inch needle. Small needle, doesn't really hurt them too much, and that 1/2 inch just goes barely underneath the skin, because this is a sub-Q shot where instead of me using a long needle and having to pinch up the skin, I can just use this automatic gun. I'm gonna stick it in their neck, give them one shot, and we're done. We don't have to worry about pinching skin and all that good stuff. That's why we got a short needle. So to do that, just need to put my needle on in the gun. We got several different needles. We'll probably go through about 10 does and switch out the needle, just make sure the needle's nice and sharp. Don't stab yourself like I just did. Try to keep that end on there most times so I don't stab myself 100 times. But we've already got it set for 2 cc's. So this gun, you can find them on Amazon. Any vet store is gonna or feed store is gonna have them. Basically, you just shoot it and come straight back to 2 cc's. I went ahead and bought the big bottle. We'll keep it in the fridge for whenever it's time to wean kids. In 3 months, we'll already have enough to do it. I don't have to buy it again. Then it's a little cheaper if you buy the bigger bottle as well. We're just gonna, this is not the right cup. Crap. So I couldn't find our bigger cup. I think I have one somewhere, but I couldn't find it. So I ended up drawing out of that big bottle and putting in this one that we used back when we weaned kids last year. The expiration date is still January of next year, so it's still good. Got it popped in there. Got 2 cc's in there. What we're gonna do is go in here. Matthew's gonna grab a goat. I'm gonna shoot it in the neck. We're gonna put a little mark of paint on its butt, so we know that we got everybody. It shouldn't take too long to work through all these girls, and we're gonna try to grab these 4 that's out here in the catch pen first. But we're gonna get after it and get these girls all vaccinated and ready for kidding season. All right, you grab. I got the paint. We're gonna try to get through this as quick as possible. I don't like having goats that are this far along pregnant, closed up, stressed out, so we're gonna try to work through them pretty quickly. We're just gonna leave the camera running. I'll edit through some of it. We're gonna get after it. We got all the ones in the catch pen already, didn't record that. All right, we got everybody done. We're gonna get them out of here so they stop stressing out. Open the gate and let them back into the pasture. So that little automatic gun makes short work of that, especially when you get them crowded up in there, get somebody to grab them. You just come by and stick them in the neck and move on to the next one. We do use a little bit of spray paint on them. I know they make marking paint for goats and sheep and all that stuff, but we just put a little dot of spray paint. It's not gonna hurt them. Got them put them back out in the field or pasture. They're fighting over what's left in that feed bucket. But that should get in their system, get in their colostrum, get those babies off to a great start, hopefully. And we've never really had an issue of the Clostridium perfringens or the tetanus here. Don't really want to risk it. Like I said, since we're castrating, that's why we go ahead and give them that tetanus shot just to kind of cover them up. But they're good to go. I'm gonna let them back out. They're out in the pasture now. We should have some baby goats hitting the ground here in just about 3.5 weeks. Some mamas are starting to develop some big old bags already, especially these older does. They're the first to develop the bags. Your doelings kind of wait to the last minute. You don't know how many of the doelings are bred until the last minute, but we'll find out here in just a few weeks. Well, I would call that a successful afternoon here at the farm working with the goats. We got everybody caught pretty quickly. Got them taken care of, vaccinated with that CD&T vaccine, turned back out in the pasture and good to go. For the most part, I'm pretty happy with our doe herd right now. Everybody looks pretty healthy going into kidding season. Everybody's got plenty of body weight on them. And we got a couple girls in there that could definitely be wormed. We didn't do any FAMACHA scoring or anything like that today. Being this close to kidding season, I don't want to have to give them anything that I don't have to. And what we're using for our dewormer right now is valbazin, and you're not supposed to give that to pregnant does really in the first trimester, but I don't even want to risk it even this late. We're 3.5 weeks away from kidding season. Once some babies hit the ground, those couple does that kind of look a little thinner than the rest or rougher hair coats, we can check them then and go ahead and deworm them. Still no prohibit on the shelves. I've been told several times of a different dewormer that's made for swine that has that active ingredients that prohibit has. I just haven't been able to put my hands on it. I haven't really looked for it too much actually, just because our goats seem to be in pretty good health right now. Next video, we're going to be loading up these goats behind us, all our withers or steers, whatever you want to call them, our doelings that we culled out of the herd, and also one mature doe. It's going to be 14 total. We're going to be putting them on the trailer and hauling them down the road actually tomorrow morning. It's going to be our next video though, and hopefully they're going to bring good. I plan on showing you why I decided to wait this late, pretty much almost a whole year to sell these kids. I've got an Excel spreadsheet that I keep up with every week. Our local stockyard is about 30 miles away. They release their report and I keep up with it and the highs and lows and all that stuff. I got an Excel spreadsheet, and I hope to show you all that on the next video to explain, why I waited this long to take them to the sale. But I can tell you now, the prices are not what they were last year, at least not in our area. So I don't expect to bring top dollar. I just, hoping to make a decent little check so we can continue to grow our herd and continue to try to pursue getting a bigger and bigger herd every year. So I was hoping for some better prices, but I'll explain all that in the next video. I really appreciate y'all hanging out with us. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. It'd mean a lot to us. Hit the like button, hit the notification bell, leave us a comment. We'd love to communicate with you, and we'll see y'all on the next one.